So we're going to get started as soon as I get my assistant right here.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Okay. All right. So what is up, everybody? Welcome to Three Men in a Basement. I am your host for this. This is my grotto, and I am Everett Otto, and we are coming to you live and direct for our wonderful show called Three Men in a Basement. But we've taken some turns. We've got some illness going on. We've got some stuff going on, so we can't control that. So for this show, we got my boy Nemesis Prime live and direct on Google Hangout, the OG variant whore. Nemesis Prime, give you a shout out. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Doing some secret staging grounds on Moonbase 1 over here. So can't wait to get this thing started.
Yeah. So we're going to get started. So I do have my assistant because CT Comic Garage is out. So if I am Chewbacca on this Millennium Falcon, I definitely have Zozo Zarina here, a.k.a. Princess Leia, right? Say hi to everybody, Princess.
Hi.
All right. So she's here to help us out. And it's kind of funny, you know, as a dad, nobody ever wanted to help me out. But, of course, I asked Zoe to help me out. Now I got my youngest wants to help out. So, you know, that's how that works, right? Everybody nobody cares until somebody gets asked. So on this show, right, we've got tons of stuff to talk about. I've got a huge CGC unboxing, which I've been waiting a long time to talk about, to share. Lots of grails. We've got stuff to talk about the CGC. Was it transition, Justin? What do you call that? What was it?
Crossover. So this is actually stuff I dropped off at New York Comic Con. So I'm probably one of the first people to get this back. So we're going to see it live and direct.
Cool. So now, do you know the grades of those books already?
I do not. I know the previous grades.
Grades. Oh, fantastic. I love it. In true Three Men in a Basement fashion, he doesn't know the grades. Okay, that's great. We're also going to talk about one thing about one of the CW shows, which I'm not all caught up on, but I am finishing up Daredevil. I do want to talk about that. Justin is hype on Titans right now. I'm on episode 3, I think. I think I'm on episode 3. I'm loving it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the grades of the books that I sent and what I think they're going to come back at and why I have my assistant, Princess Leia, here. She's going to help me do the book. So we've been talking about this right now. Let's see who we got in the house. We've got Big Lion Cat, Comic Raj, Alec Perez, Randy Sloan, all up in the live chat. So that's great, you guys. So the story behind these books are usually when I submit stuff. I just did a drop-off submission at Baltimore Comic Con with Very Gary, and I'm extremely happy with those grades. Justin, do you do a lot of like weekend turnarounds for CGC books? I want to do the live or the what's it called?
The on-site grading. I've been to Baltimore Comic Con twice. I've done the on-site grading. I've gotten great results for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you do pay a little bit extra, but I mean, you drop it off on Friday, you get it by Sunday. So
right.
It's a wonderful thing.
Right. So if I go as a guest, if I go there on a Friday, I'm guaranteed to pick it up on a Sunday. So I'm committing to the whole weekend, right?
Yeah. You get it in, the earlier you get it in, I mean, I've seen some people get it in on Friday, and if it's a few books, they've gotten it back by Saturday.
Oh,
but
really?
Typically, the earlier you get it in on a Friday, you'll definitely get it back by Sunday. I mean, sometimes if it's later on a Friday afternoon, you know, they may say, oh, we may need to ship it to you, but they do it all for free because it's meant to be an on-site
right. And we talked about this, and I was extremely happy with my grades. So now I'm almost thinking of, you know, there's only so many people that can do it. There's only so many grades that they can put in. Do I think all those books should have came back in 9.8? I was hoping for it. Am I ecstatic that those books did come back in 9.8? Yes. Do I think that one of those books and a typical CGC, submission should have came back in 9.8? I don't really know. I was thinking 9.6. So definitely very happy with that. I've also picked up a bunch of Bettina covers. Justin, he had a bunch of drops right now this past week, didn't he?
Yeah, actually he did. Yeah, at least 2 or 3.
2 or 3. So I've got a bunch of those that we can talk about, and why I like having Justin here, why I like having Bernie 1869 or Rogers, because when I go to the shops, I'm just grabbing whatever I think is unique. I'm picking it up, and then I let the brain trusts, because these guys are a lot smarter than me, figuring it out. So it's Sunday Fun Day. What do you got going on today?
Oh, we had CCD in the morning.
Yeah, you did a good Catholic girl right here. We did that. We've got football going on, so enjoy your fantasy team. My fantasy is dead right now. I'm 1-6. Justin, do you do fantasy?
No, definitely not. But before we go any further, guys, I just want to give a shout out to all the vets today. Happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for serving our country. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. And especially Veterans Day. And we also had the Marine Corps birthday yesterday. Shout out to my father-in-law in heaven and my brother-in-law, Joe, who's served in Desert Storm and stuff like that. So Veterans Day, Marine's birthday. So thank you very much. And remember, I always remember this, that freedom isn't free. So
Absolutely. Yeah. My dad also is a retired vet, and it's actually his birthday today. So
is it really? Oh, geez.
2 for 1.
Right. Awesome. So sent in 10 books to CGC. Okay, let's start this. Sent in 10 books to CGC probably back in July. Okay. I sent them to Chris to press them, Chris Shaver to press it. I'm waiting for him to jump on. And I said, dude, I'm in no hurry for these books. If I get them by Thanksgiving or by Halloween, I'll be happy with it. I am never not fast tracking a book again, Justin. It took so long. Like, I was right when I guesstimated. It took so long to get these books back that I'm never not doing it. Your thoughts on fast tracking? Do you do it all the time, or?
I did it once. It really depends on when you do it. You can't do it mid-con season. I mean, if you want to do it mid-con season, and you're trying to sell stuff, yes. Okay. I mean, I did it one time, I think in January, and I got the books back by early February. Like, it was a real quick turnaround.
Right.
I think the fast tracking really you should only do if you're doing the economy. I believe it is like it's the $200 and $400, not modern. Modern's quick. So anything past that. So if you have books that are under 1975, something like older X-Men, early Spider-Man stuff, that's where I would maybe fast track it if you really want to get it back. If you're selling it, if you're just waiting, just wait.
Yeah, so these books I didn't fast track. I should have, because they were such big grails to me and stuff like that. Big Lion Cat said, yes, asked me a question about this FF. I did get this from the live auction from Darkside Jedi. And funny story about this is he went out, like a good seller that he is. I bought this on his live auction. I had some money in the account. I sold some books. I'm like, you know what? This is a battle cover. This is a black cover. It's a 7.5. It's a very iconic book. Sal Buscema cover, inks. Stanley, Thing fighting the Hulk, they always have great battles. And he sent it to me 2-day priority, but he used an address that I had on PayPal that I haven't used in years. So then it went back. So the 3 days that it took to get me there, Justin, this is funny. It took almost 3 weeks to get back to him via snail mail, right? So, you can get it that quick, but when you're not paying for the fees, forget about it. You're not getting it back that fast in return. So
no, I've had that happen on eBay. Definitely. I sent something to the wrong address. Yeah. And it actually took 3. It was funny. I totally forgot about the book. I refunded the guy, and it took 3 months to get back. Yeah, it was hilarious. I totally didn't even know what it was when I got this thing in the mail. It was a notification, please pick up at this post office. I was like, okay, well, what's this? And I went and I was just like, wow, I can't believe this is what it was. Like 3 months later.
Right. So right now in my local post office, which is 4.5 miles from my house, I have a huge raffle win from Ex-Illusionary sitting in the post office. And my postman, shout out to all the postmen out there, all the mailmen out there doing their jobs. We have a pretty good deal where he'll help me out. He'll leave the books on the porch because it's secure and stuff like that. And I'll usually get them. But this book had signature verification, which I didn't expect. And then it must be like he must be on vacation because I don't have the book and I know where it is and I just haven't had time to get it. And I actually tried to find him yesterday, but it wasn't. But UPS and CGC, they have to do the signature, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Confon Strange is on. Thank you for jumping on. So I knew that the books were shipped. I checked, and UPS gives you an estimated time, right? From 3 to, let's say, 7 o'clock. So on Friday, I got out of work kind of early, picked up the kids, got home by 2:20, 2:30 for my estimated delivery time, right? To wait for the CGC delivery. And Zoe, what did I see at my door at 2 o'clock?
A note saying that they delivered it at like what time?
Yeah, way too early is my point. Way too early that nobody could possibly be home because you work and stuff like that. So I went nuts, Justin. I called UPS. I said, "Where's my books?" They're like, "It's on the truck." I went back and forth, and I was fuming. Right?
He was like, this is unacceptable.
This is unacceptable, right? As a comic collector, this is unacceptable. So, Justin, you're not going to believe what I did. I called, and I tried to reroute the book, and they're like, okay, well, you'll get the book back. They're going to do a separate delivery they'll just resend it on Monday.
Uh-huh.
That's not acceptable, right? Today is the show. I've been pumping the show up for the past 4 days. I can't have it on Monday. I can't do a show on Monday.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. So I then call and they say, okay, we have this service at UPS called Will Call. Change it on your phone. I did. and they close at 8 o'clock. So I assumed that the driver had to be back by 8, which means that I would have had to be there till 8. So I left early. I left at like 6:30, 10-minute drive there. I drive the UPS. I'm early. The guy goes, "You're early." And I said, "Yes, I know that." He goes, "Will call doesn't start till 8 o'clock. And I go, "But you close at 7. And he goes, "But we reopen at 8. Oh my God. Like I was fuming. I'm like, okay, I got 90 minutes. I know the books are somewhere. Let me figure something out. So I went to a local pub. I watched some college football, and I went back at 8 o'clock because they closed for the hour. Then they unload the truck, and I went in, and the guy goes, "We haven't unloaded your truck." I looked right at him, and I said, "Buddy, I'm not going anywhere until you tell me I can't be here anymore." So, everybody comes in, and it was a pretty organized thing. So they finally bring the books out. So, from leaving work early at 3 o'clock to going to UPS at 6 and 7, then going back at 8. This whole CGC debauchery has now ended. The books are in hand. I don't know the grades. We're ready to go. So let me give a shout out to everybody in the live chat right now. We've got Big Lion Cat. We got Erod hanging out. We got Comic Rods, Randy Sloan, Schnicht, Alphonse Strange. All right, so we're doing good right now.
Yeah.
So I have talked to Zoe, the warrior princess right here, about how we're going to do this. And Zoe, so I have my grades, right, Justin? I have my grades.
Okay.
What I think, what I'm disappointed in. I liked the 9/8 karate chop, Justin, but I don't think I'm going to get many 9/8 karate chops. There's a chance that my New Mutants 98 comes back in 9/8, but I'll tell you a story behind that book right where we go. So maybe I'll do a few books, and then you can talk about your CGC stuff. So, Zoe, please take the first book out. All right. So we use the CGC knife, cracking knife, all right, to find out what it is. So, Zoe, tell me what the first book is.
The first book is Wonder Woman.
All right, Wonder Woman. This is a good book right now. This is Wonder Woman 160. If you're a Legion of Doom fan, Justin, who's that a first appearance of to put you on the spot?
Silver Age Cheetah.
Silver Age Cheetah, right? So as if you guys have been following us, you know that both Justin, myself, and Pat are huge Legion of Doom fans, and we've always been trying to collect those, try to get them on. So I'm missing Bizarro, and we have to talk about the first appearance of Lex Luthor because how we're going to figure that out. Are you on that set, other than Lex Luthor, do you have them all?
I
know.
Yeah, I think. I guess Giganta is the only one that I'm really missing now.
Okay, Giganta. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah, and Lex.
Okay, so Chris and I, I don't think he's online right now. Chris and I kind of disagreed on what this book is. I thought this book would be an 8 to 8.5. I bought it raw at a great price. I would be disappointed at a 7. He seems to think the book is going to come back a lot lower. And it's a good thing about Chris. When you press with Chris, you'll have a conversation with him about what your expectations are and what we think it'll come back at. So without further ado, the first book of this is Wonder Woman 160. Zoe, let me see the book, please. Taking it out of the wrapper, we have a solid 6.0. All right. I'll take that. All right. So if I were to say I'm disappointed, I am disappointed with the grade. But it's still a solid book. Nice purple cover. It says Esposito cover art, Cheetah and Dr. Psycho appearance. So this isn't the first appearance. I always thought this was the first appearance of Silver Age Cheetah. So maybe
it is. Yeah, I don't think CGC mentions it on the cover.
Okay.
I mean, if you look it up, most people, that's what they say it is.
That's what they say it would be. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So first book down, 6.0, part of the Legion of Doom collection. To be honest with you, other than First Toyman, this is going to be the second highest grade because those Silver Age books, dude, or DC books are so expensive, right, Justin?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, they get older and older. But hey, man, that's a great grade. I think mine's like a 4. I bought it raw, and I don't think I pressed it, but that purple cover is awesome.
Yeah,
definitely not. Anything I think above a 5.5, 6. It's wonderful to look at.
Okay, so. All right. So we got that one down. Good to have in a collection. All right, next book. Hold on, Zoe. Let's get this back in the wrap. We don't want to ruin this. So next book in the CGC pulls. All right. Next, Zoe. What do we have next? Next, we have.
Another
all right.
Fantastic Four book.
Okay, this is a big book, right? Fantastic Four. What number?
Wait.
Does it say what number?
Wait. Where do I see?
Top middle label.
Top middle label. What's it say? FF what?
What? I don't know.
Let's say FF Fantastic Four. What number?
Oh,
Look on the
49.
comic. 49. Okay. So this is FF 49. This book I bought from a collection from my friend. This book has seen better days. All three of the books. I have the whole trilogy in here. All three of the books. These books have seen better days. This is 49, Zoe?
Yes, 49.
All right. I'm happy with a 4.5. Disappointed with anything kind of lower. But again, these books were bought raw. They've seen better days. So I didn't pay much for it. So without further ado, FF 49 comes back at a solid 3.5. Okay. I'll take it. Like I said, it's seen better days. But again, these books are only going up in value. And you know, this is the first full appearance of Galactus, second appearance of Silver Surfer, and first Silver Surfer Galactus cover. So this book actually presents really a lot better than a 3.5. I think I kind of got killed on the black cover and everything like that. But Justin, you've seen these books fly and ride, right? Like these books are just skyrocketing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything that's not in the Marvel MCU is completely changing, the game. I mean, they're just going up in value constantly.
Constantly going up in value. And, our boy Dennis, 4 Comics, he's hoarding them all. So you can't go to a con. If you go to a con, you better get there before Dennis gets there because he's going to buy all the 48s and 49s, right? So happy with the book, 3.5. Now, to be honest with you, I hope all the other 2 books come back into 3.5 because that is linear. All right. All right, Zoe, next book, please. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Fantastic for 48.
All right, so this is 48. This book has definitely seen better days. All right. This book is probably going to be a 3, maybe 2.5, depending on the generous amount of it. This book, I'll someday tell you the story behind it, but it's been pressed, it's been cleaned, but it's seen better days. So FF 48, and it is a solid 3.0. All right, it's not bad. I wonder what the GPA on that is at a solid 3.0. So just this is the big one. This is the one everybody's going after. This is the first full appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus on the last page, the Inhumans and the Watcher. This is Kirby. This is Sinnott. You know what? If you look at these 2 books at a 3 and a 3.5, I really think that this book should be a lot higher, but I'm not the CGC gods. So, all right, 3.5. All right, I'll take it for what I paid for it, just to have good in the collection. All right. Justin, you want to touch on one of your books right now? Take a little break from what we got.
Yeah, I want to jump in, and I love reading the comments right now. Everyone's giving Zoe's poker face is kind of giving away your grades.
Is it really?
Yeah, like you're like, oh well, I want it to be a 4,
yeah.
And she kind of looks at the grade and just gives like a grin or a smile.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's why I'm not looking at it. You see, I'm trying to look straight at the camera right here. So
it's just funny. It's definitely a pretty good thing. So
okay.
Zoe, you got to keep a little bit more of a straight face, or we're not going to get that royal flush.
Yeah, really. She's sitting on a royal flush, and she decides to go all in. Next thing you know, everybody's out. All right.
Yeah. So for my books, guys, I did New York Comic Con this year, started the crossover between if you have PGX or CBCS. So I dropped off 2 books at New York Comic Con. What was that, like just over a month ago, and I just got them back this week. So, I mean, turnaround time was very quick. The first book is a Detective Comics 233, which was first appearance of Kate Kane Batwoman. It was a CBCS 3.5.
Okay.
And then the second book was a Detective Comics 359, first appearance of Batgirl Barbara Gordon.
Love it.
That was a CBCS 6.0. I don't know the grades.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they hold up the same grades just because of the values of those books.
Right.
So, I got the box here, so we're going to look at them. Everyone's going to see them live, and
there you go.
hopefully they stay well. So,
all right, nice. Thank you very much for that information, guys, on those books. I probably paid that for all 3 of them, but I'll take it. All right, so.
All right. All right, so first book is the Detective Comics 359. Again, It is a it was a CBCS 6.0.
Okay.
I'd be happy with, again, just staying the same grade or dropping half a grade at most.
Okay.
So let's see what we got.
6.0. There we go.
All right, great. So yeah, Off-White Pages, first appearance of Barry Gordon. Awesome book.
Yeah.
So definitely happy with that. That'll go right in the case.
That book at that grade it's gone up in price. You know that. I don't know that, and we all know that in the live chat. It's only got room to grow. It looks really sharp, Justin. By the way, that looks really good.
Actually I got this from Roger's favorite store, Zap Comics.
Oh, really?
Jersey. I don't know if I pressed this, but I mean, it's definitely a classic cover. Of course, it's going to go right in the case.
Right. At the 6 point, this is a great story about Zap Comics. Zap Comics is a great store, Wayne, New Jersey, and they have another one which I don't frequent in New Jersey also. One of the three men isn't a fan of it, but two of the three men, actually three of the three men, if you count Justin, are. Now, Justin, at a 6.0, did you pay a 6.0 price, or do you think you paid like a little bit significantly less?
Oh, God, no. I mean, I bought this book years ago. We're in 2018. Okay. I want to say I bought this book in like 2013.
Really? Just holding on to it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was, I would say I probably paid around 200. I can't remember if it was just over or just under.
Oh God. Great. But, and who said comics weren't a good investment? My God. Jesus. Fools.
Got to get all those first appearances when you can, especially the DC stuff, because it's older and older. So
right, it gets older and older. That's what I said about these Legion of Doom books. The first Freeze, first Cold, first Solomon Grundy. You know, to think that I'm gonna like the first Brainiac at 3.5 is well over $1,000, man. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. So your status quo right now, you're a push. So let's see what else.
Yeah. No, I'm good. And just to CT Raj, he says, do you think CGC is dumb enough to drop a grade? It defeats their crossover event, getting everyone to reslab with them. If you guys don't know, when they first did this, there was no incentive if the grade dropped as far as anything off. But I know right now what they're doing is if you submit a book, so say you submit I think it's a standard book, normally would cost you $60. It's $30. If it drops the grade, they only charge you $10.
Correct.
So, I mean, if I had that book and it went from a 6 to a 5.5 and I only paid $10, I'm saving myself $20. But overall, I guess it's, it's up and down. It's like, are you happy with the 6.0? You paid full price to change the grade, or, are you sad that you pay $10 and it dropped the grade?
Right. Okay.
Problem is you can't, you're not pressing it. They're just taking it out of the case.
Correct. So that's my question. So I want to change the subject, but I have this book right here that I pulled up. Marvel Superheroes 12, CBCS 8.0. I paid a nice price for it. Great price for it, but it is a CBCS. I would like it, for appearance of Marvel. I would like it to be in a CGC case. So this service does not include the pressing, right?
No, it's them just taking the book out and giving their grade to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'd be happy with
something like that. I think could fall under the economy, which I think is it's like a $30, maybe $40. Okay. So I mean, it's only I think half of that. I don't have all the info up at this time, but I think it's about half of that. So if you pay $20 to re-slab that under CGC and the grade dropped to say a 7.5, they're only going to charge you $10 straight grading.
Okay,
so,
good to know.
But of course, I think they're going to keep you at the same grade if it's something like that. Now, I have a few CBCS 9.8s, which I would love to send in and see if they come back the same grade, or are they going to drop me to a 9.6 because of certain things. So
interesting, very interesting. All right.
So I'll get my second book out.
Yeah.
Again, we are at Detective Comics 233, first appearance of Kate Kane, Batwoman. Was a CBCS 3.5. Yep. Now, I mean, this book in the 3.5 I was looking at before we went live. I mean, this is like a $1,500 to $2,000 book. Right. I definitely paid way under $1,000 for this.
Okay.
I bought it in a 3.5 CBCS just because the book is so rare.
Right.
So, and I got it in my hand, so we'll do this. So 3.5 CBCS was, and now what we got
I can't see it.
I can't see it. Okay,
3.5. There you go.
All right. Yeah. All right.
So awesome. Dude, that is an iconic. That is a great book, man. Holy cow. Very jealous of that book right there. Wow. That's really, really cool. That's
the
awesome.
origin and first appearance of Batwoman Kate Kane, off-white pages, 1956. So I mean, you're looking at a book that that predates a lot of the Marvel stuff. That's
classic cover too. Her on the bat cycle. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at the camera, not on the computer. But yeah, man, that is absolutely killer. Congratulations, dude. So
all right, so there you go, guys. I dropped these off at New York Comic Con. They just came back this week. Successful first crossover. No grade dropping. So I'm 100% happy with this. So
you saw it here first on 3 Men in a Basement, the CBCS CGC crossover. Very successful. It'll push either way. Thank you very much. That's great. So, Justin, do you find it hard to hold off on the grades?
Yeah, it's tough when but if you're a busy person, and I'm sure like someone like you are, I sometimes forget. Sometimes they send an email so late, and I kind of just look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's shipped. So I know I'll get it in like 2 to 3 days.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely enjoy this whole thing because my point is I've waited 6 months for these books. What's another 2.5, 3 days? And you know what? If I got a great community of guys, then we can do it. Did I see Very Gary? Did Very Gary jump on?
Yeah, I think I just saw him. Yeah, he's in.
All right, there we go. What's up, Gary? Another fan of another 3 Men in the Basement brethren who's jumped in at our Mohegan show. Hopefully have him on this pretty soon. He was on Lords of the Long Box with us last week. Shout out to those guys. TiVo, Darkside Jedi, Big Easy, and his Jackhammer of Doom jumped in too. So, Ryan, if you're out there, get better, man. I know your back is broke and you're working on it. So we'll kind of figure it out. All right, Zoe, on to the next book. Let's go. No poker face. I'm not looking at you. There we go.
Don't look at my face.
I'm not. I'm looking at the camera.
I'll try not to.
It's everyone looking at her face, not your face.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll try not to.
All right, so tell me the next book, please.
The Mutants 887.
Okay, this is New Mutants 87. This book has traveled with me from my home in Connecticut to 2 colleges that I went to and back to my home. I bought this off the original owner. This is a newsstand edition. This is New Mutants 87. I have 9496. Disappointed with 92. Again, I've been sitting on this book for a long time. I finally sent it in. I'm not looking at Zozo's Arena. So 9496. Disappointed at a 92. I have a 94. Okay, cool.
I can smile now.
Cool. You can smile now. Good job. 94. And I'll tell you, man, this is the first time I've had a slab copy of this book. This book is really cool. I know there's a lot of Liefeld haters out there, but I'm not. And I really like this cover. I like this book. So now I'll be honest with you. I hope the 98 comes back at this grade because that's linear, and I'm okay with that. This is a book I probably won't sell. Will I try to upgrade? I don't really know. 9.4 is a good grade. Justin, what do you think about this book at a 9.4? Keeping?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no point to get rid of it. It's definitely a classic cover, and in a 9.4, early 90s stuff. I would definitely keep it.
Right, absolutely. So Louis Simmons' story, Liefeld, Bob Wycheck, Liefeld, McFarlane cover, first full appearance of Cable, Strife, and the Mutant Liberation Front, which I was always a fan of. So nice book, man. I'm pretty happy with that. So if there's anything coming through the mic right now, I apologize. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a busy house. So Stay Puft, thank you very much. Stay Puft, my boy. Stay Puft, the 25th anniversary of Wu-Tang Clan. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan and the Tribe Called Quest for everything like that. Definitely a fan. And if I had more time, I was going to throw on the Wu-Tang vinyl for you, Stay Puft, but I missed on that. So just check on that. All right, so that's good. Happy with 9.4. Great cover. Liefeld McFarlane artwork. We're going good. All right. So I would say we're halfway done-ish, right, Zoe? How many books more we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, so we're going to keep going. All right. So no 9.8 karate chops, but if there's a book that I think is really that, above goes beyond my expectations, I will definitely give you the karate chop this morning. All right. Zoe, next book, please. Next book, please.
Okay.
All right.
We have Fantastic Four, 50.
50. Okay, so Fantastic Four 50, the third book in the trilogy. I do have a 7.5 of this that I bought off our good friend KP Henderson. Shout out to KP Henderson on Instagram. We got one of the best collections out there. His displays, his dioramas. He's shifted from a great collection to tons and tons of statues. I'm not quite there on the statues. Not to get off topic, but Justin, you're a statue guy, right?
Yeah. If you guys follow me, Nemesis Prime on Instagram, I always have all my DC cover girls with their first appearances. So now that I have the Batgirl back in here, I can put her back in the case.
Yeah, put her back in the case and stuff like that. Nice. All right. So 50 was probably the better of the books. I'm thinking 5.0. Disappointed with the 3.5. So Zoe, let's see the book. Now we all know this classic cover. Our boy Dennis for Comic isn't a fan of this book just because of the brown cover, but it is an anniversary issue, and so it came back at a 4.5. There we go. So now, did I get 3, 3.5, and 4? Okay, so 4.5. The first, let me see, what do they call this as? Silver Surfer battles Galactus. Johnny Storm goes to college because that's a big deal. First appearance of Wyatt Wingfoot. Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott cover. So now I've got the whole trilogy graded. I'm happy to have it. What am I going to do with this book? Because I have the 7.5. Probably keep it for a while. Maybe shout out if there's anybody interested in a trade. Hit me up on a DM, but I'm not really looking forward to that real quick. But the trilogy is sent. And just so you know, I bought the trilogy off one of the original owners. And what the 48 came back at slab, if what everybody's just telling me is right, is a lot less than I paid for all 3 books. So happy to have those books as a collector. Happy to have them in my collection. Next book, please.
Oh, okay. Wait.
All right, we do have somebody else that just came on. We have the youngest of the Hillman clan. We have Mr. Cristiano. Cristiano, would you like to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
All right, he's here. Come on, come in front of the camera. Come on. Come on.
Go.
You're here. You want to say hi to everybody? All right. Cristiano, say hi.
Hello.
Say good morning. All right. Thank you very much. All right. He's been playing Minecraft and Fortnite. So, all right. Next book.
Okay.
What do we have?
Book. What is the thing in front? Okay. We have Amazing Spider-Man 129.
Okay. Amazing Spider-Man 129. I know this grade right off the bat. I bought this as an 8.0. There's no surprise on this book. It came back at an 8.0. However, why this was important is because there was a nick in it that I never saw, that I think CGC never saw, and that Chris pointed out. So I was hoping it would come back higher, but after I saw the nick in it, I'm definitely happy that I was a flush and a push.
That's
now,
a pretty book.
Yeah. Justin, have you ever had the issues where you've had a book, cracked it, pressed it, and it's come back the same grade?
Cracked it, pressed it. Yes, my first Satana was a CBCS 6.0. I had my pressing guy, the comic book presser. He's on Instagram. He pressed it, sent it to CGC, came back 6.0. So
yeah,
I'm happy that it didn't drop a grade after a press because I didn't press it previously.
Right.
I'm happy that that it stayed the grade. So
yeah, I have not, knock on wood, had books cracked and pressed and come back a lower grade. So shout out to my boy Fett. Our boy Fett from Michigan. He actually sold me this book 2 years ago. I checked to see what he sold it to me for and what it came back at. It's already 8. So great book. Happy to have it back into my collection. We all know what it's about. To me, the second biggest book in the Bronze Age era. First appearance of Punisher. Frank Castle. Gene Conway cover, Gil Kane, John Romita cover. So just great Spider-Man stuff. Punisher, fantastic. Season 2. Let's hope we get a season 3 out of it. John Barenthal, missed him at Terrificon. Justin, did you ever meet Barenthal? Did you ever get a chance to meet him?
It's funny. Well, it's definitely funny because I met Barenthal at New York Comic Con, maybe 2012. I was waiting in line for Frank Miller at Legendary booth, and he just walked by. So I just grabbed him real quick, and I said, "Hey, John," and I took a quick picture with him, and that was it. So
how tall is he? Is he tall? You're what, 6'1", maybe?
6, yeah.
Yeah, well, how tall is he?
He was about the same height. It was just so cool. I'm just like, that's John Barenthal. And I was actually with my brother at the time, because we were waiting for Frank Miller, and nobody could care less who he was at the time because it was just around season 1. So, I think it was, just as season 1 was starting. So,
right.
That's awesome. That was my John. That's my John story.
Cool. Now, I haven't met John. He was supposed to be at Terrificon, but couldn't make it.
Yes.
Because of, finishing the Punisher. Punisher's been great. The 7 Minutes in Paradise, one of my favorite Daredevil episodes and stuff like that. So happy this book is back in the collection. ASM 129, you can't go wrong with it. I will say my Hulk 181 is a 9.2. If that's the biggest Bronze Age book and this is the second, I'd love to have this in a 9.2. Someday, though, right? Someday. And that's the sickness of the linear comic collecting, right, Justin?
Oh, of course. I mean, someone that I know who I talk to regularly got me onto this linear thing, and
this linear thing.
Guys in New Jersey are now becoming linear collectors.
The linear, so shout out to all you linear collectors out there, and just know, why do you do it? Because it just looks better. Okay, it just looks better. So awesome. All right, good job. Great job. All right. Barry Gary's got 2 he's sending out. Check out Barry Gary on Instagram. He absolutely killed these last 2 collections. Had a great conversation with him. So Barry Gary, friend of the 3 Men in a Basement. Zoe, what's next?
Yeah, Gary, definitely the upgrade from CBCS to CGC is always better, of course.
Yeah, thank you. All right. All right, what book, Zoe?
New Mutants,
New Mutants
98.
98. All right, New Mutants 98. We all know the first appearance of who this guy is. Probably one of the most, besides ASM 300, this cover's been swiped many times. Disappointed with 9.2. I've read this book. It's been in my hands. I've traveled with it from 3 different states for the past 20 years. It's been sitting in a box. I finally sent it out. Happy 9.6, 9.8. Wow. At 9.8, you guys are going to see the biggest karate chop ever. But 9.2, I'm disappointed. So, Zoe, what do we have? Let's have the book, please. We have a 9.6. All right. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm a little happy. I'm very happy about that. 9.6. So I've got 87, 9.4. This 9.6. If you're moving up in grades, there we go. So pretty happy with this book. And so we all know this book for the first Deadpool. And I guess they're putting Deadpool 2 out as a PG-13 version. I think people have been talking about that. I haven't really touched on that at all, but I did definitely enjoy that. So, okay. So my 2 New Mutants are back in the collection, 9.4, 9.6. Very happy. Yeah. All right.
I saw the poster for the PG-13. I mean, it's funny. It's like him on a unicorn, and I just can't imagine like what they're taking out and
right.
What, they're changing as far as
right. Do you think they're going to add anything? Like, are there cut scenes that they're going to add?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to go see it just because. So if you go for a matinee, that's like under $10,
right.
Whatever.
The question is why though, Justin? I mean, we're going to get off topic here, but why would they want to do this? Just to see if they can make more money, see if they can bring more kids into it. I mean, I just probably answered our own question, but what do you think about that?
I'm pretty sure it's just to get more of a fan base out there, because I'm sure if you either watch the regular Blu-ray or the Ultra Cut or Ultimate Cut, whatever it's called. I mean, no kid. I'm pretty sure you're not going to let Zoe or Cristiano watch it.
Right, really not.
So the PG-13 one may be a little bit more appropriate, maybe for Little Ev. So
you're right. Well, thanks to CT Comic Raj, Little Ev and Brandon. I've already seen the first one, so that's thrown out the window. So, all right, Zoe, pressing along. What do we have next? I do have some big books coming up. I have 2 Spider-Mans, ASM 46, ASM 15. I have Teen Titans 2. I have Avengers 8 coming. So, that's what's on deck. So, what do we got? The Avengers 8, I'm really excited for. First Kang. So, all right, Zoe, next book, please.
Iron Man number 1.
Iron Man number 1. Bought this book in the Raw. Bought it the same time I bought the Captain America number 1. It's got some flaws in it. It's a great iconic cover. I'm hoping 5.0 to 6.0. Disappointed at a 5. All right. So without further ado, look at this. I'm trying to just not look at anything but the camera. Here we go. And it is a 5.0. Okay. Well,
there's a little stain on the back.
There's a little stain on the back?
Look at that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. See, good eye. All right, 5.0. Okay. We'll see what I do with this book. But again, it's a number 1. It's a replay. I'd like to get all these books: the Captain America, the Silver Surfer, off-white pages. They're saying it as story continued from Iron Man and Submariner 1. His origins retold. Gene Colan cover art, which is pretty cool. I can see why. This is a purple cover, man. This book is hard to find dinged up. I think at a high grade, it's like somewhere around $1,000, but not a bad book for what I paid for it, because I did buy 2 books together. So far, that's the disappointment of the group, right? Anyway, okay. All right. Well, let's not belabor on that. Let's find something else better. Zoe, next book, please.
I'm going to cover my mouth.
Okay.
Except for one.
Okay, stop. Go ahead. All right.
Do Teen Titans #2.
Okay, Teen Titans #2. We all know this book. I hoard this book. Going crazy over it. I don't even know where I bought this book, to be honest with you. I think I bought it from a collection where a guy had like 2 or 3 of them. I'm hoping 9.2, 9.4. Disappointed 9.0. If it's a 9.6, you're going to get the biggest karate chop ever. So let's see what we say. Get ready! It's about to go down. A 9.8, a 9.8, the 9.8 karate chop. Woo! There we go. Did I expect that? None whatsoever. The 9.8 karate chop is in the house. Totally unexpected. You saw it right here, right now. The 9.8 karate chop. The unicorn is slain. That's it. I got it. I don't need to do anything else with it. I'm not going to crack and get it double pressed. The 9.8 karate chop is in the house. Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh my gosh.
All right, there we go. She's a little nervous.
It's over. People mic drop.
Mic drop. The 9.8 karate chop. Wow. Didn't think that was going to happen. I wish I could remember where I bought this book. I think I bought it from my boys at KC Collectibles, but holy cow, what a great day it is to be a Teen Titans fan, right? Okay, good job. Okay, good job. I think I need a minute to regroup. So,
now, what are the other ones that you have? Do you have more?
I have the 9.6.
Okay.
I have a rod that I bought as a kid, which is part of my personal Grail collection that I had bought when I was a kid for like $30. I have that double signed. I won a 9.2 and a 9.4, and I actually sold both of those. So right now I only have 2. Well, actually I have 3. I have the rod, the 9.6, and the 9.8. Shit, I might as well go buy the 9.4 and 9.2. So whatever. But you know what? Let's segue into Teen Titans because we got some of the books left. So how many books are left?
3.
We got 3 books left. I think there are 2 Spider-Man books and 1 Avengers. So pretty big keys.
Correct.
So Justin, Teen Titans, DC Universe. I'm killing it. I love it. Very dark. Not what I expected. You're a fan. From your perspective, let me hear you kick some knowledge about it. What do you think?
So you watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm sure everyone's kind of been keeping up if you haven't. It's definitely a great series. I like that. Yeah, like you said, it's a darker show. I like that they're doing little segues into introducing the characters. You see Garth at the end of episode 1, and you see him again real quick in episode 3.
Right.
Episode 2 was a great episode with Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, Hawk, phenomenal.
Phenomenal. And spoiler alert for anybody who's kind of watching, you can turn this off because I'm definitely going to spoil some stuff. I mean, I thought at the end of episode 2 that Dove was dead, but, she's kind of just in the hospital. They've done interviews with both of the actors, so I guess they're going to be coming back and later in the season or possibly even next season, which has already been renewed. So definitely the first 3 episodes from what you've seen. What do you think? And then I'll kind of get into the most 2 recent episodes, which I think are phenomenal.
What I'm thinking is that it's awesome. I'm thinking it's awesome. I like the writing. I like the characters. I think the actor that's playing, I think their portrayal of Robin is real good. I like the way they're portraying him. I think Raven is really cool. Raven, to me, is a very difficult character to reproduce on the big screen, right? Because of her powers and stuff like that. And I think on the TV show, I think they're doing it great. I like this version of Starfire. I think it's pretty neat. The Hawk and Dove was really, really cool. I mean, that is a portrayal of Hawk and Dove were always secondary characters for me when I was collecting books. But to see them do what they did and how they did it and their relationship with Robin and what they have to go through is really, really neat. So a huge fan of that episode. Doom Patrol, I think it's great. Now, Doom Patrol is going to get their own show, Justin. Is that correct?
Yes. So episode 4, to segue into the next 2 episodes. So episode 4 was a kind of a first beginnings of the Doom Patrol. You see, the beginning of the main characters who made up the original Doom Patrol, which is it's great. Everybody in the comments who said that they love Doom Patrol. I'm a big fan of them. And that's something that could be converse as far as who did it better. Did Doom Patrol kind of create the X-Men?
Yeah.
Or because that's really what it is. They came out same year, a couple months prior,
right? And
the creator of Doom Patrol even said, he feels that Stan Lee kind of stole, some of the ideas to make the X-Men. I mean, if you know the history of Doom Patrol, I mean, the main guy, the Chief Cauldron, he's a paraplegic in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He has super knowledge. So,
Right.
that's everything besides that. And then just the characters themselves are people that had freak accidents who, are trying to adapt into a world that they can't. And that was the X-Men in the 63. So I never really read too much of them. The only thing that I do, recommend reading is it's like the 89 or 90 series when Grant Morrison took over. He did about 40 issues, which is an amazing run.
Right.
They've had about 6 or 7 incarnations of the team, but they're usually the one main character who always stays is Robot Man, who was in episode 4. So to segue back into the Titans thing, episode 4 was amazing, guys. It puts it all together. Because even Beast Boy first appeared in Doom Patrol 99, and he was with that team for a good, 20 issues until he left, and then he joined Titans with like Robin and stuff. So episode 4 was really good. It introduces like this family that's kind of like powerful. They're in, I guess, what is it, episode 2, and they kind of fight them a little bit into episode 5. Yeah, episode 5 is really good because you finally get to see the team together. Okay, they do training, again, spoiler. They do some training, and again, it's really funny because none of them know that Dick is Robin. So when they finally when you finally see them fighting in the parking lot, I just got chills. You get the team together, they're not all in costume, but Robin just comes out of nowhere and they're all fighting. So it's really good. And to end the episode was, I just had a big, I had a big huzzah moment because, my boy Jason Todd showed up. And
like the little geek casting, right? They did a little foreshadowing.
Totally. So, it ends with Robin saving Robin, and previews for next week's episode look amazing. So I cannot wait to see next week's episode.
Okay, now this is a conversation we've had many, many times between Bernie and Roger, and probably you. Are you okay with this week to week, or would you binge it? Would you prefer to binge it?
No, I think the week to week is such a better thing to do with especially shows like this because it gives you the suspense to wait for next week. Yeah. I'm not really even a binge watcher. Like even the Netflix that comes out, I don't really watch any of the Marvel shows or even any other Netflix original that just binges all their episodes. I don't like it because people already watch it in one day and then they just kind of spoil it for everybody. I like seeing.
When it comes to Netflix, I'm a good 2 to 3 episodes only because I'll end up falling asleep or something like that. But I'm a good 2. I can definitely get 2 episodes in, and stuff like that. So I've been really enjoying that. So I'm definitely 2 episodes into. I like to watch the 2 episodes. This I'm totally cool with. The every week stuff. I'm a little bit behind. But it's okay because I can watch my 2 episodes and I'm okay. Doom Patrol. I got first introduced to Doom Patrol through the Teen Titans, through the George Perez era, and stuff like that. So I'm okay with it. I think it looks really cool. And so this DC streaming, I think, is a good thing right now. And this Bam Boys, we're definitely both enjoying it, right?
Yeah, no. Again, back to the Doom Patrol. I think the people that are playing the characters, Brendan Fraser is playing Robot Man.
Is he really? Good for him.
Yeah. And then you have, I don't know the actors who's playing Negative Man or the actress who's playing Elasti-Woman, but they're all really good. They really steal that episode 100%. So I definitely look forward to that show and where that's going to go. So
okay, nice. So we're enjoying it. Do we know how many episodes the first season of Titans is piloted for? Do you know what it was like?
I forget if it's 10 or 12.
Okay,
but. Jeff Johns is behind it 100%, and I've watched a lot of interviews, him talking about the Titans and just everything that's going to be coming with the DC streaming service. So, I'm totally excited for it. I know you guys talked about it on the Lord Show on Wednesday with Swamp Thing. They announced who's playing Alec Holland and who's playing Swamp Thing. So, if you guys don't know, the guy who's playing Swamp Thing is the guy who played Michael Myers. Who's behind, and he's a tall, big guy. So him getting dressed up. Yeah. Him dressed up in the costume is going to be amazing. So definitely looking forward to that. And what else? Like Stargirl coming out and the animated stuff with Harley Quinn. So but Titans is great, guys. I highly recommend it.
The whole website.
Coming from a DC fanboy.
You can look at the old comics. They've got my favorite, besides Batman 66, and I'm off topic right now. Besides Batman 66, I absolutely fell in love with the cartoon series with my oldest son, Batman Brave and the Bold. To me, that is one of the most creative, well-written, well-drawn cartoons I've seen in years and years and years, and you can watch every episode of that. So Batman Brave and the Bold is one of my favorite cartoons, of modern day. All right. Miss Zozo's Arena. Let's go back to some books. We got 3 left.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got 3 left. That 9-8 karate chop took it out of me. So what do we got? That was a big 9-8 too. That was huge. So pretty exciting. Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 46.
46. Okay, so first shocker. Bought this book at a local con. So we have a once-a-month con in our area. And I'm sure you guys in all your areas do. I know Justin's one is in Clifton. We have one up here. Brought this from a reputable dealer, a guy I've been buying books for years from since I was a kid, and he's just kept going with it. So this is first shocker. I shouldn't say this. I like the Shocker as a villain. Okay, I liked his costume. I liked his character. I thought the movie kind of flopped on it, but he's a secondary character. I understand. I put 7.5, 7 to 7.5. I'm ecstatic with 6.5. I put 6 as I'm unhappy with, or 6.5. I would say I'm happy with a 6.5. Disappointed with a 6. Just happy to have all these Spider-Man rogues finally getting them slabbed, right? Because as Dennis would say. For comics, these Spider-Man books are only increasing in value, especially the rogues, right? All right, so Zoe, what do we have? So Spider-Man 46 is a solid. Whoa! That's a big one, not a karate chop, but very surprised. Solid 8.0, first shocker. Wow, even went over my expectations. All right, so I assume this is John Romita. John Romita cover, first orange of the shocker. Peter Parker moves into his apartment with Harry Osborn, because that's a big deal too, just like Johnny Storm going to college. Other than that, but yeah. So all right, first shocker 8.0, solid book. Spidey Rogues, definitely a secondary character in his Rogues, but definitely somebody who's been on some really cool books. So I'll tell you right now, I'm getting some good grades right now. We seem to be at the tail end. We're doing real good here. 2 more to go. All right. So yeah, 2 more before you get your off duty. All right.
And I get
but this is a great book. All right, very much, very nice. All right.
Next book is Amazing Spider-Man
15. So Casablanca Comics in Portsmouth, Maine, is an absolutely great comic shop. I'm a huge fan of it. I go to Maine twice a year. I like to stop in their store once every year that I can. It's one of those spots where you make your time for it. Casablanca Comics in Portsmouth, Maine. Really cool comic shop. I bought this when I went. We're actually going to Maine after Black Friday for Thanksgiving weekends. I've already contacted them. I'm going to try to do a little video from their store. This is First Craven. This is a great book. I forgot what they wanted for it, but I offered them cash. They took it. First Craven. We all know this book. 5.5 to 6. Disappointed with a 4.5. Price point, even at a 4.5, I've made a good investment. So Zoe, what do we have right here? First Craven. It is a 5.5. All right. Nice. There we go. I like that. First Craven. Steve Ditko, rest in peace. Steve Ditko, Stan Lee cover art. First full appearance of Craven. Second appearance of Chameleon, and first Mary Jane Watson. Really? I didn't know that. All right. See, that's what happens when you read the CGC labels. Justin, you ever do that? You read stuff and realize it was wasn't even on the labels and stuff?
I like that. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, but I know CGC is updating their labels.
Yeah, there was appearances. It's the first full or the first cameo. That's what I have, the 180 versus the 181 Hulk and stuff like that. So, all right. So, another huge Spider-Man book for the collection, 5.5. Very solid book. Happy with it by all means. Steve Ditko was one of my favorite artists. If you ever get a chance, go on the Lords of the Long Box channel. TiVo and I did a huge tribute. I took the Spider-Man side. He took the Doctor Strange side. And we talked about his life, his work, and his legacy. Okay. So, last book is probably one of the second or third biggest spec books in the Marvel comic cinematic universe, and also in the Marvel comic book collecting realm, right? We all want Galactus to show up, but who else can they put in there? Fantastic Four, that annual with Annihilus, that's been picking up, but Kang the Conqueror has definitely been speeding up. And so I've been buying these books. If I can find them raw, I'll definitely buy them and see what they can come back at. I just won this. The raffle that I won is sitting over there. That's a Stan Lee cover by Ex-Illusionary. That's sitting in the post office. But this was a raw book that I bought. I was supposed to go on a vacation I had a family emergency that I had to come back for. So I went to my LCS. I said, what's this book for? What are you going to give it to me for? So this is Avengers number 8. I definitely went a little bit too high when I wrote these notes. 7.5 to 8. In retrospect, I don't think so. I think I'm going to say I'm happy with a 7, disappointed with a 6. Okay. So the last book in the collection is Avengers 8. Okay. Waiting on you. All right. Happy with a 7, disappointed with anything less, pretty stoked with anything above that. All right.
So is it Avengers?
This is Avengers number 8. And we're going to get a solid. Oh, that hurts.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Reader notes for that one.
Ooh-wee. I don't know why
Ooh.
this came back at that grade. Okay. So,
Hey, at least
5.0. Yikes. So this is where we talk about the CGC magic sauce.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zoe, for
Bye.
joining us.
I'm going to
Have a nice day.
No.
The check's in the mail, okay? The check's in the mail. So, all right. 5.0. Kind of shocked, to be honest with you, man. Holy cow. All right. Well, I bought it raw. I paid cash for it. If I check GPA, maybe I'm a push with it. But just a great cover. Jack Kirby, Dick Ayers, first appearance of Kang. You know, another spec book that you could have. So who knows? You know, when I talk to people, I always seem to get different opinions. You know, sometimes books at high grades are out of people's control. We saw that, you know, debauchery that happened with that Hulk 181 9.8 and that raffle and all that other stuff. So maybe this is a good book. So if I ever decide to sell this book, you know, I think it's an affordable copy, but I'll keep it and see what happens with it. So huge day for me from CGC. Couple big surprises, 1 or 2 disappointments, but overall, just, you know, a great morning to share with you guys. So
That's
that was
awesome.
pretty neat.
Definitely
Yeah.
some good stuff from CGC.
Yeah, that was some pretty, So that was a big box that I had. So love the shipping and stuff like that. So cool. So we've talked about that. We've talked about this. I don't have Bernie here to update me on the Spider-Man PlayStation game, but Justin, you finished it, correct?
Yeah, I finished it
Okay.
just prior to the wedding and Red Dead Redemption.
Because in between everything, you got to play a video game, right? Before
Yeah. You know, you got to try to put it to bed before the first DLC came out, and you know, so that's kind of what I'm working on now, switching back and forth between that and just kind of finishing up all the little side missions. But the DLC is fun. I mean, it's the heist. It's introduces Black Cat. I'm a big fan of Black Cat, so you know, just seeing the interaction.
Black Cat, is it the same costume? Like,
yeah, but you know, and it's definitely video game-ized, I guess is the word.
Okay.
It definitely looks cool. I would like to get a sketch done with her costume now. It doesn't really have that flare of the white around her.
Right.
It's more tactical, I guess, is the word to use. So
All right.
yeah, it looks really good, and the missions are fun. So I know there's 2 more coming out. So we'll see.
I got to. CT Comic Rod says you can't win them all, right? Yeah, you're right, buddy. You can't win them all. CGC has a habit to give good grades on some books and some on bad ones. When you said 10 books or more, you know what? I got to agree with you. So I'm going to try to limit them now. You know, 4 or 5 books. I just sent a bunch of books to Barry Gary and stuff like that. He'll submit them for me. I don't have my own membership yet. I probably should for all the submitting that I'm doing. And then, you know, I'm impressed that Bernie 1869 set up his pressing station, but he has yet to press anything. Justin, who do you use for all your pressing?
The comic book presser on Instagram. He's out of North Carolina or South Carolina now.
Yep.
Done a lot of my stuff, and I've you know, had great success. Stuff that, you know, probably would have been 969.
Does he work on spine roll?
Yeah. Separate
Okay.
tiny little charge extra for that. But
Okay.
I mean, I've definitely gotten a lot of 9/8 books that I've had pressed by him.
Yep.
I had a few first Kamala Khan's, first few Red Hoods, and Gotham City Siren ones came all back like 9/8s, 9/6s. So,
Dude, I'm sorry. Probably. Did you just pick up a couple more first Black Mask?
yeah, actually last week I picked up one. I didn't pick them all. I went to a local comic shop.
You didn't buy them all?
Yeah, believe me, if it wasn't honeymoon time and post wedding, I probably would have picked them all up and inspect them. But the guy had 4. He had a 9.2 graded. He wanted about 125, and he had 3 raws under 100. And I took the best looking raw under 100.
Yeah. Right, because we talked about that on Lords of the Log Box in that book, and I passed on it, I've moved on it, and you've got copies, and Bernie's got copies, and I don't have one, and this is something I feel that's going to blow up in my face because, or I'm going to pay a lot more than I should have when I looked at this. But again, it's kind of funny, the whole Black Mass situation.
Oh, I'm sure very Gary will help you out because you're always talking about it. So
yeah, right. It's one of those things where you got to shit or get off the pot, dude. You know what I mean? Like I've either got to buy this book or just do whatever. It's kind of like when I picked up the first Carnage 9/8, the 361. I was at a shop. I was in Pennsylvania, and Four Corners Comics, which is another great shop, had it, and I was there for the weekend. It was around my birthday time, and he had it at right dead on GPA, and I didn't know if I really wanted to go there, but then I went to him and I was like, hey, dude, if I buy this cash, you want to throw in a t-shirt? The owner was totally cool. Gave me a real cool t-shirt, bought it cash. And actually now I'm very happy that I have that first Carnage at a 9/8. So cross that one off the list at a high grade. So
definitely good book. Yeah. Shavers is on, and, he just gave a thank you for, so he's good on that. And I know Gary, I know you don't have one right now, but I'm sure Everett will take one once you do get one.
Yeah, exactly. Right. My God, the guy's rolling in collections. So, I'm going to probably have a conversation with Chris about these books, very positive. He's done a great job for me. So it's been really cool. So I got those books. We've talked about that. I got a bunch of recent polls. Justin, you want to talk about some variants real quick? We probably got, another 20 minutes to go. So what do you got?
Yeah. So as you guys can see behind me, I'll give you a little spec tease for tomorrow. My Edge of Spider-Verse 2 up here. So tomorrow, I'll most likely be doing my variant spotlight. We're going to do a little history of Spider-Gwen variants.
Yep.
The book after that is the Life of Captain Marvel #1. This is the let me just get this right. So this is the Joe Quesada variant. This was a 9.2, 1 in 100.
Wow.
Yeah, this is really cool. I bought it like this. It was a really great deal, especially for a 1 in 100. So
right.
I'm kind of collecting all the variants for this series. So I like this a lot. So this was one of my more recent pickups.
That's awesome.
And then just to kind of get into some of my other variant pickups. So last week or 2 weeks ago, as you know, I'm a big Zenescope guy. So Zenescope had their London, it's called MCM Comic-Con out in London.
Okay.
So I picked up some of the variants. So this is
that's really cool. I'm a fan of the British flag, the British invasion of.
Really? Yeah, nice. Like so this is Black Knight #1 done by Paul Green. Sorry for the glare, guys.
That
the Mylar.
Great now, Mylar. Holy cow.
I know, but hey, you know what? Mylar is the way to go. So,
yeah.
And Grim Fairy Tales 21. This is actually really cool, done by Mike DeBalfo. It's kind of like a Guns N' Roses look, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's really cool. And then the last one with Parliament in the background, Grim Tales of Terror #7, done by Elias Chadzudis. So I'm a big fan of him. So I love anything that he does. So
yeah,
really cool as well. And then just to kind of go into some more recent variants.
Comic Rock, for any Hanna-Barbera variants.
I'm sure you got some of them.
Yeah, Roger does. He should be here, but he's got the flu. He's at home.
Of course. As you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm always trying to finish up my Spider-Gwen variants. So this is Spider-Gwen Volume 2, #5. This one's done by Mike Cho.
Okay.
This was a 1 in 20. He did a lot of variants that month, looking similar to this with characters. So I think I'm down to about like 3 or 4 variants in that run, just to get just to finish that off, not including in stores or those type of incentives.
Right.
Another one is the Spider-Girls #1 PX previews exclusive New York Comic Con. I know TiVo had this, showed that off. This is really cool. It's like a Virgin cover, and then if you could see, like in the background, it's got all different of the older books from their first appearances and the Spider-Girl series. So that's really cool.
Okay, cool.
This one was a big book when it first came out. This is the Spider-Girls 1. This is a 1 in 50 done by Jeff DeCal. This was definitely a big book. I talked about it on my variant spotlight that week. So I like it with all the Spider-Girls on there. So definitely check that one out.
Cool.
And my last pickup
for your variant spotlight, right? I don't want you to blow everything out right now. I mean, you've got
no. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about all the Spider-Gwen variants. So I got something fun for that. And then, of course, the top variants for this upcoming week. What are we in? November 14th. And last but not least, this is a really cool. This is Black Panther versus Deadpool, number one. This is the Adi Granava variant. This was a 1 in 50.
Okay.
I just had to pick it up. A lot of people don't like it because of where the trade dress is, but I mean, it's a really cool cover, and Adi does a lot of great work. So those were my variants that I've been holding on to. I haven't posted, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, very cool. Very cool.
What do you got, E?
So I got a bunch of stuff, and I was very lucky. I picked up a bunch of things, and again, I think between what you're kicking out and what T-Wo's kicking out, I try to grab what I can. And our two LCSs here are small; they don't get a lot of 1-on-100s and stuff like that. So I picked up this one right here. This is Justice League, the Witching Hour right here. Justin, what about this? Is the what do you know about this one right here?
I think that's Federico Ferdinandi. It's an Italian artist. He did
these wops are out of control, right? I mean, you got Matina, you got Lucio Perillo. I mean, these guys are just sitting there, drinking their cappuccinos, drawing comics, man. Yeah. All right, so I picked this one up again just because I thought it was pretty neat. I'm happy I got that, and I'll tell you which was the biggest surprise. And do I read all my books? I try to, but you just can't get all the stories in. So a lot of the books I'm buying for cover arts and stuff like that for the artists. But I did read this Avengers Halloween special, and man, this book was really cool because it's got 5 stories inside of it that are takeoffs on Halloween stories. So just really cool. I thought this cover was amazing. Where you've got Captain America with the Thing arm. You've got the other arm by the Hulk. You've got some guy it reminds me of that movie that was really bad, the Human Centipede kind of thing. I can't believe I just said that online. But yeah, so just pretty neat. So I picked that one up. Cool book. Happy to have it. Then this X-Men Black run, these books, I've been buying these because I'm a huge X-Men fan. My Mutant Spotlight with on Lords of the Long Box in my collection and stuff like this. So I picked up this book, and I'm hoping I can meet Terry Dodson and actually have him autograph this. And it's really, you can't really see it because of but it's a great picture of Emma Frost all in white, and Terry Dodson just did a great job with this cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover, man.
Yeah, pretty cool. So now, Justin, maybe you can tell me a little bit about this. Green Lantern 1, I read it. It's really good. I really enjoy it. But this cover, I don't know too much about. And I don't know. There we go. Was this a 1? This was like a 1-in-1, Justin? What anything?
Yeah, all the DC variants are just 1-to-1. So
just
that's
1-to-1. Okay.
I'm forgetting who is that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I didn't pick it up and I didn't read it, but I've been hearing a lot of good things. I know my LCS ordered a lot and they sold out.
Yeah,
they're getting more. So I heard it's Green Lantern's like Law and Order in space.
Yes, exactly. Intergalactic Lawman, which is really
good. I know Grant Morrison does a great job on stuff.
No, great. And you know what? I know my boy Biggie didn't really like the artist, but I thought Sharp did a good job. With all the different Green Lanterns and stuff like that. So I picked that up. I'm happy to have that. So I did pick this one up too. This is like I don't know want to say the black and white version because it's not, but it's it's definitely colorless. But I thought it was pretty neat and probably a 1-to-1 store variant because my store had a bunch of them. But I just
that was supposed to be the midnight launch one.
Oh, that what it was? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know like some stores who they put it in, and if they do that, but
Yeah, they definitely didn't do that. Yeah, they definitely.
I'm sure your store didn't do a midnight launch. I know my store didn't do a midnight launch, but they ordered it and they send it.
Like that. I know our LCS is run by a couple, and they're not getting up at midnight to show these books when they could just get it. So yeah. All right, the next one is a book that you've been talking about, and I bought this because you kicked the knowledge to me, and now I'm pretty excited. This is the Steranko cover swipe of Death of the Inhumans, the death of Lockjaw right here. This is Justin. This is Captain America. What number? Do you remember offhand? I hate to put you on the spot.
115.
Yeah, right? Somewhere around there, right? When Steranko in his run. But what's really neat is though that they say that it is after Steranko. So I really like that when they give the original artist props and stuff like that. So pretty cool book. Happy to have it. I've been loving this story. I really have been enjoying the Death of the Inhumans. It's a good run.
Yeah, I just finished up reading it last night
Yeah.
when I picked up all my books. So
Unlike the show, which was one of the worst things ever, right? That's up there with Highlander 2 and 3. All right. So now we are getting into 3 books. We all know this artist. I rock Matina, right? So I picked up Justice League number 11, the Aquaman cover, which was done by Matina. And let me tell you something. This is what I view the movie as, right? Like, I hope the movie is indicative of how this cover is with the sharks and the in the ocean and Aquaman right there. So not to put Justin on the spot, but Justin, Aquaman's coming up. You pretty psyched for it or what?
yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a great movie. I've seen a little bit extra like footage that they've been just releasing with little clips or little extended trailers, but
Right.
I mean, and even that I did read this past week, a lot of reviews were very positive. They said it's putting the DC EU in the right direction. So, they just got to keep kind of putting it out,
Right. First appearance of Mira, first appearance of Black Manta. You got them all?
Got them all.
Got them all. There you go. Got them all.
The only thing that I need was I need an Aquaman 1, but I have
Ex-Illusionary just raffled off that book. It took like 3 months to raffle off. I missed out on it. Shout out to the guy who won that. So would like to have that book, but I'm not really going nuts for it. All right, next one is another Matina cover, Batman 58. This finally has him drawing the penguin, right? Which I think is really cool. Nice cover, nice silhouette of Batman with the birds. Pretty cool. So anything Matina's doing right now, I'm buying. The pollution of it, I don't know if it's oversaturating the market with his stuff. Justin, any ideas? You think it's oversaturating right now, or is it?
I mean, it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, sometimes I was feeling that Matina was doing way too many retailer incentives with the different stores.
Yeah.
He's on Batman. He kind of just did this quick one for Justice League. He's doing the Deathstroke. Yeah. What else is he kind of on? I think he's doing. I forget what I sent you guys. Maybe Catwoman or Green Lantern. Oh, Green Lanterns. He's going to be doing an upcoming one.
Yep.
So, it's hit or miss. I mean, if you're buying them to think that they're going to go up in price, then shame on you.
Right. But if you're buying it because you're a fan of the art and the characters, then keep bringing them. You know what I mean? Like, these are different versions of characters that you never would have thought, and different insights. So cool. So I'm glad you said Deathstroke, because that's it'll be the next book that I have, Deathstroke 36. And I'll tell you, this book is really cool because you see a lot of characters that you don't often see. All right, you've got Deathstroke, you've got the ventriloquist, you've got Joker, you've got Solomon Grundy, Two-Face.
That's an unbelievable cover.
Scarecrow. You got Freeze in the back. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Freeze. So yeah, just a really, really cool book. Just Matina absolutely killed this. Happy to have it. So yeah, just another Matina cover that I picked up, and I'll keep in the collection. And I'll be keeping. Didn't buy multiple copies, just bought one. So huge shout out to my boy Darkside Jedi. When I did the live raffle, I'm a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. I'm absolutely insane when it comes to buying old modules and stuff like that. And when I saw this, I had to pick it up. This is Rick and Morty and Dungeons and Dragons. Darkside Jedi sent this to me. It's a foil cover. I'm going to slab this because to me, this is art. It brings me back to when I was a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, and how it looks like one of the old modules. So that's something that I really, really enjoy. I think this was a KRS Comics exclusive. I don't remember exactly, but I'm happy to have that in my collection. So my next question is, at 2:00 today, there's a huge set of variants dropping, right, Justin?
Yeah, for Batman Who Laughs.
Batman Who Laughs, right? So for the Batman Who Laughs, there's going to be another 20 variants or something like that.
From what I've seen, at least 10 or 15.
10 or 15, right? So the one that I'm after the most is the one by 789 Comics, which is going to have the cover swipe of Batman 251, which is one of my favorite comics, right?
Yeah, so yeah.
I'm going to get out. We're going to cancel. We're going to stop the show, and I'm going to say, Justin, how do I order this? And you're going to tell me where to buy it, so I'm going to go and buy it because I'm a huge fan of the 251 cover. I love the Aquaman cover swipe of it. I have both of those books. My 251 was signed by Neil Adams. It's at a solid 5. The Aquaman cover that I have came back in 9.8. So to have these 3 books, because that's a cover swipe of the first appearance of the Silver Age Joker, which is pretty neat. So yeah, so you're gonna pick up any of those? Are you interested in them at all, or you're just gonna kind of?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot. I mean, just kind of. I kind of ordered my boy Dave DO12 on Instagram. Yep. He picked up the Warren Lowe one yesterday for me. It's a cover swipe of Harley Quinn 1, the first appearance of her in the DC continuality. So that's a cover swipe. Great Alex Ross cover.
Right. Okay.
That one, I got the trade dress. We didn't pick up the Virgins. They were sold out in a few hours. That was through KRS Comics. KRS Comics also did the Batman 608 second print, which is him kind of standing portrait style over the gargoyle. That one was done by Tyler Kirkman.
The Jim Lee one, right?
Yeah. The original was done by Jim Lee. This one's Tyler Kirkman's got all the guns and everything all loaded up on him.
Right.
That was one of them that I definitely liked. Another one that I did like, it was from Comic Street Market Comics. It's done by Natalie Sanders. My boy Dave, he put me into her artwork, and what's really interesting is a lot of her variants that she does exclusively have all been girls. So this one is the first time that I think this is the first time that she's done a guy or creature, I guess, if you want to say. But her stuff looks so realistic that this cover is just sick. It's a sick looking cover for her to do. So I definitely like that one. Of course, you talked about the Mike Mayhew 251 cover swipe.
Okay, so that's Mike Mayhew. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, I'm sure you're picking up the Matino one.
What makes you think that, man? Of course.
Oh, come on. Of course, the Delato one is
the Delato, because you know what? Eddie Delato is Ferrado. So
there you go. And I mean, there's definitely a couple other ones out there. Greg Horn's doing one.
Yep.
Who else? You were talking about Lucio Perillo. He's doing one as well, and a couple other people out there.
Yeah. Right. I did pick up these Walking Dead ones too, just to throw them out there. I bought a couple of the blind bags. This was number 2. This was number 1. I think this was by Finch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked up the black and white. I was able to get the black and white version of it. But we're getting kind of into our time right now. But I did want to drop something on you right now, Justin. I know you're a huge Magic fan. Did you pick this book up? What If Magic Became the Sorcerer Supreme?
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I did pick it up.
Yeah, I read it yesterday. It was really good.
Cool.
Really good. I'm interested to see, because I'm a huge John Tyler Christopher fan, what the cover of that looks like. And I haven't had time to look that up. But this What If is really neat. The What Ifs I'm a huge fan of. So
I think it's your standard action figure.
Is it really of Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'd have to see what it says. I've been in John Tyler Christopher is dropping another Princess Leia exclusive. I bought the Boba Fett ones, and John Tyler Christopher, is one of my favorite artists because it brings me back to a time where I was buying toys, I was having a great time, and stuff like that. So just a really cool time in my life. So we've got tons of books. We've kicked tons of knowledge. We got CGC hauls. We've got CGC, CBCS, transfers. We've been kicking it to you for almost an hour and a half. Justin, you're going to drop. You got a variant horror spotlight coming up.
Yeah, that'll be recording either today or tomorrow, and posting up on the 3 Men in a Basement channel. So look forward to that. Like I said, teasing, going to do some Spider-Gwen stuff. So
right, love to hear all the stuff about Spider-Gwen, because I think Spider-Gwen started to pop when I got back into Instagram. So I really wasn't digging it, but I'll tell you, Into the Spider-Verse, I've said it to you, I've said it to the Lords of the Long Box, I've said it to everybody. I think it's just going to blow. I think it's going to bring kids like my youngest, my daughter, all these other kids into it. And I think people are going to be they're going to want more and more and more. And you go to the cons, you see all the girls dressed up as Spider-Gwen. You see the Miles Morales stuff. Not to beat a dead horse, but Dennis 4 Comics always says that Spider-Man is such a likable character. He would agree with different age groups, different people throughout the spectrum. So Spider-Man stuff is only going to blow up. The movie looks amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I went to Target yesterday, and they have a lot of the Spider-Verse stuff. So I mean, you see Spider-Ham, tons of Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen stuff, and it's good because it crosses genders. And I'm sure they also have that Marvel Rising cartoon show with all the girls. So Spider-Man is everywhere. Spider family, and they're all kid friendly. So definitely looking forward to it. December.
Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham. Yeah, right. So okay, exactly. So I've got Spider-Ham right over here. I've got Spider-Gwen in the back. So I did do. So just to wrap up, we had a great day right now. Thank you very much. I'm going to reach out to some people. I know my other 2 Men in a Basement. One is out adulting. The other one's half sick. Thank God Justin was able to jump on with me. I got Zozo's Arena helping me out. We've kicked it right now for almost an hour and a half. Did you know that Uncanny X-Men coming out has about over 20 variants? No, I did not know that. I just saw what Lion Cat showed me. 20 variants. I can't get 20 variants. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's something I'll be talking about in my variant spotlight video.
Oh, cool. All right, so some foreshadowing to what we got going on. Last week on Lords of the Long Box, I did miss my Mutant Monday video, but I've doubled it up. This one that you're going to watch tomorrow is going to probably be my best video. It's going to be 4 parts. It's about the femme fatale of the X-Men. So that's really cool. So check us out. Justin's adding stuff. I added actually the video for building Voltron to the 3 Men in a Basement website.
Oh, yeah.
You were part of that, right? You built Voltron, right? Right. So we built the Voltron Lego set, over 2,000 pieces. It took over 8 hours of teams of 2 to build, and I put some video on that. It's pretty neat. So Justin, any last words before we sign off?
No, just if you guys follow me, I'm on Instagram, Nemesis_Prime. Check me out as far as that, and of course check out all the variant spotlight videos. I am going to be doing a new video editing program this week, so hopefully it works. We'll go from there.
Right. So for those of you guys who don't know, hashtag all your variants, hashtag variant whore. Justin,
Absolutely.
How many hashtags? You must have got over 1,000 right now, right?
We're approaching the 1,800, maybe 1,900 mark.
Really? It was 2,000. So I apologize. So yeah, so the variant hashtag is alive and kicking right now. It's
we have 1853 is what I just saw on
really?
the
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna hit 2,000 pretty soon. So all those variants
by the end of the year, it's got to come.
Yeah. Hashtag variant whore. So we're gonna wrap up. So on behalf of 3 Men in a Basement, on behalf of my crew from Lords of the Long Box, I am Otto. We have Nemesis Prime. We are 3 Men in a Basement. We are signing out. Peace.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.